Welcome to another of Rob's Strings and Things. Today I've got another guitar for you. This is Harley Benton's Nashville Steel hybrid guitar. So before I tell you about it, I'm going to play you a few tones, starting with the single coil pickup sound. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the piezo pickup. Which is a bridge piezo pickup. Okay. Give me a second and I'll tell you a lot more about this guitar, what I like about it, what I don't like quite so much about it. Be with you in just a second. Okay, so let me tell you something about this hybrid guitar, the Nashville Steel guitar by Harley Benton. Here it is. This is in a grey or black colour with a nice flamed top. Looks like in a way its design is very much, if you like, designed a bit like the Taylor T5Z shape with the sound holes here, sort of very elegant pair of sound holes. It's a hollow guitar. It's completely hollow through. It's, as you can tell, it's got a single coil pickup here. It's a kind of lipstick pickup and a piezo pickup under the bridge. So it's got two pickups. Let's just tell you a little bit more in detail. It's certainly very nice. It's black finish. You can actually see through this finish. I've got a picture to show you here. The back is made of three pieces of mahogany. The whole guitar is made of mahogany. The back, as I said, is in three pieces. So it's solid mahogany body with a flamed maple veneer in this really nice grey colour. It has multiply binding all around, obviously, the face of the guitar and on the fretboard. It's got a Jehovah fretboard with dot inlays, as you can see. Scale length 648 millimeters. Nut width 43, very standard for an electric guitar. So although it's a hybrid guitar, it has a fretboard which is very much like an electric guitar. It's got 21 frets, but of course it has a cutaway, as you can see. The bridge is walnut. There's a bone nut and saddle, which is quite a nice feature you find on more expensive guitars. A dual action truss rod, again that's a very nice feature. The machine heads are deluxe, or DLX, I think that's what it stands for, deluxe machine heads. Actually the machine heads are really nice on this guitar. It's fitted with D'Addario EXL 110 strings, so they're steel wound strings, and I'd be interested to know how this guitar actually would play with phosphor bronze strings. Clearly they wouldn't get quite so much output from the lipstick pickup, but it might be interesting to hear what they would be like with phosphor bronze strings on the acoustic side through the piezo. And of course it has a preamp fitted to it, the pickup and the battery and the input, the output here, obviously at the bottom, at the base here, and obviously takes the standard sort of 9-volt battery there. I'll show you a picture of the preamp. It has some standard things on it, which of course would be the bass, middle and treble sound. It has a tuner in it, which is very nice, works very well. And then of course you can choose between either of the pickups in it, or you can obviously blend the pickups together, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that when I show you a bit more and play some tones for you. So all in all, a very nice guitar. I've had it for a while, and I also put a review on the Thomann website about this guitar. I mean, these hybrid guitars, they're kind of very interesting idea. Do they work? Are they really as effective as you might want them to be in terms of doing everything you want? Well, I doubt it very much. So some people will think they're great because obviously they can give you a nice, potentially can give you a nice sort of acoustic guitar sound, or obviously they could give you a kind of single coil guitar sound. Are they good guitars? Is this a good guitar? Is this a good example of a hybrid guitar? It's certainly, I would say, extremely good value at what the current price is here at the sort of early part of 2021 in the UK. I think it's about £182, obviously plus shipping. So that's really, well, it will be the cheapest hybrid guitar, but it's not cheaply made. It's actually really beautifully made, beautifully finished instrument. And I think it plays very well. The frets are very nice. I think that's always the case when there's a binding on the fretboard. As I said, the machine heads work really well, stays in tune very well. The tuner works well. I think when, as out of the box, the whole thing really plays very well. The intonation is excellent on this guitar. So the nut's been cut very well as it arrived. I haven't had to do anything to this guitar at all, and not even, and unusually, not even change the strings. So all in all, I think a really nice example of a hybrid guitar, if that's what you're looking for. What else to say? Well, I'm going to play you a few tones again now. First of all, playing without any kind of pickup whatsoever, just if you pick it up and start to play it without plugging it in at all. Then of course it's quite weak, because although it's a hollow body, it doesn't have a lot of resonance, it doesn't have a lot of tone impact. So it's a kind of guitar you can sit around and strum, but really it's got quite a low volume. So I'm just going to play you what I played before, and you can just hear it now. So quite a thin sound, but obviously it plays, and obviously just for practicing and noodling around, it's absolutely fine. But it's not like, it doesn't sound anything obviously like a nice flat-topped acoustic guitar. You're not going to get much of a tone out of it. But of course it's made really for plugging into an amplifier. Now I'm playing this directly into my interface into the digital workstation here, so this has got no effects on it applied to it at all. So I'm going to just start off by playing something here, which is I'm going to play it through the line, through the interface on the acoustic setting. So I'm just going to play a few chords here. Maybe not completely in tune. Now, one of the things that I've noticed about this guitar in the preamp is the balance between, if you like, the output from the piezo pickup and the balance from the single coil pickup. I don't know what you'd imagine that balance to be, which would be dominant in terms of output. But I think when I play you move straight from, if you like, the piezo to the lipstick pickup, and I'll just play you, so I haven't changed anything else, no other setting on the volume. So I'm going to play you that. And I think what you'll notice there is, without changing the volume setting at all, the balance, it means that on the piezo setting it's much louder, the output's much louder than the single coil pickup. So that's obviously the way the electronics have been set up on this. And in order really to get that balance when you're playing it, you really you need to start with your volume fully up here, just to get the relative balance of the two pickups. When you're on the setting with the lipstick pickup. So I've now put the volume fully up on this, and I'm going to play those chords again for you. So that's the piezo, that's the lipstick pickup up. Now if I play, if I shift to the piezo pickup now and don't do anything to the volume, I will obviously heavily overload it, and I guess you could overdrive it. But I find on this particular example, I have to tone down the volume knob here on the preamp to just about 1130 on the dial, in order to get the same balance with the pickup from the pickup from the piezo. So we'll just play this. This means that when you are in between one or the other pickup, the balance of sound, volume, and output heavily favours the piezo pickup. So for example, if I shift now the piezo pickup down, if I put the blend here between the two pickups down to about the mid position, and don't change the volume at all, this is what you're going to hear. So to my ears that sounds very much like the dominance, as you might expect, of the piezo pickup. It's a much brighter sound. In order to get, if you like, that hybrid position where you're actually blending the two more evenly, you really have to get the setting on the blend down, I'd say, to around about, what would that be? Maybe just 20%, 20% on the, well, 20%. Sorry, 80% towards the lipstick pickup, and obviously then you're going to need to turn the volume up to keep that balance. So let's see how I got. So I've got that on about 3 o'clock on the dial on the volume knob. We'll see. So when you're playing with this, you've got to do a bit of fiddling around to get that balance. And when you have when you want to have, if you like, that nice balance between the two pickups, you'll have to have the blend knob very close towards the side which is the lipstick pickup. That's something about the setting in the electronics, and I think basically Harley Benton perhaps need to go back and look at this so that the 50% position on the blend gives you the right kind of balance, the even balance between, if you like, the piezo and the lipstick pickup. And then of course you're going to have to do a bit of fiddling around with the volume, because obviously there's this quite big difference between the output of the volume of the piezo and the volume and the lower volume or the output of the lipstick pickup. I'm not going to mess around too much with the tone controls. I should say that all the tone controls, the bass, treble and middle, have been set at their mid positions. But clearly, obviously, you can do a lot with the balance of the sound by playing with those tone controls. And I think probably this is one of these issues, possibly with these hybrid instruments. They're really neither one thing nor another. If you want an instrument to go out and play lots of kind of gigs and busking and open mics and things like that, and for some things you want a sound of electric guitar type of sound, or and alternatively you want a more acoustic steel string type of guitar, and you only want to take one guitar with you, well, probably something like this is the thing to get. I think on the whole it might be better to take two guitars if that's what you have. Then you'll get obviously the best of both worlds. But this is it's certainly an interesting instrument. I don't want to leave you with the impression that this is not something that I don't like very much. I think I like it a lot, but to be honest, I don't play it a lot because I have to play around and mess about with the tone controls and the blend to get differences. And actually, you can get all those differences if you play with your amp. Even particularly with a steel string full-bodied acoustic guitar. I want to leave you with the impression that this is a really beautifully made instrument. Very nicely made. The binding's very nice. I think Harley Benton need to look at the electronics of this blended preamp. I've been kind of looking around to find out who makes this preamp. It's got no particular manufacturer's name on it, and just looking for a blended preamp to fit to another guitar or something, I can't find one. And then I would be interested, and I probably will, change the strings to a phosphor bronze type of strings just to see what the impact of that will be. But almost certainly, even though there'll be steel wound strings all through, this will be steel, if you like, core strings, this is going to reduce your output from the bass considerably, and I think that'll further change the guitar into much more of an acoustic, a thin line acoustic style guitar. Probably a much brighter sound, much less bass when it's put through an amp. So thank you very much for watching. A nice guitar. There are a few other interesting videos that other people have made about this guitar. Go and have a look at those too. But really a nice guitar, but is a hybrid guitar really the best thing to get? Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.